Welcome to Putting Up with the Poodadoos.
Today on Beyond Boilup we are making a cinnamon poached pear sponge dessert with caramel sauce. Okay, so there are 4 parts to constructing this dessert. Part tahi is poaching the pears. So we've got 6 pears, we've got a litre of water, and we've got 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 cinnamon quills, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a teaspoon of ground star anise. So the pears that we're using are winter Nelly. These are really similar to the Bosch. What is it? The reason why is because these are quite squat and they just have a lot more flesh in them. The Bosch pears tend to come up quite high, and then after you've peeled them you don't have a heck of a lot of pear left, so that's why I would suggest using the winter Nelly.
Okay, part rua of this recipe is the caramel. We've got 200 grams of caster sugar, 75 grams of cold butter, half a cup of cream.
Part toru is the cake or the sponge. So the ingredients we have are 115 grams of flour, plain flour. We've got 2 eggs. We're going to need a cup of milk, 75 grams of melted butter cold, half a cup of brown sugar. We've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of vanilla.
Part far of this recipe,
Far out,
is pie time! Okay, so the first thing you need to do with your pears to make them a little bit more flavoursome is juggle!
oh my god, I'm the best.
I can do tricks.
Yeah, but I'm alternating.
Okay, so now with the pears, we're going to peel them, half and core them, and to do this, I'm going to use a filleting knife. It's Aria's favourite knife, which she accidentally put in the dishwasher. So if you want to hear more about her knife disaster, go back and watch the first episode. It's awesome.
While Mihi is peeling and getting the pears prepared, I am going to get everything ready here for the poaching. So we're just going to put our water and all the ingredients in this pot. And I want to tell you a little story because this is such a bargain. Calvin and I actually got tahi rua toru, 3 new to us, the Crusade pots. We bought them off Trade Me for $81. These retail for over $1,000 for 3 of them. So I'm really stoked with that purchase. So we just basically chuck everything in the pot just to prepare for the pears. Now that Mihi has finished peeling the pears, we need to pop the peeled pears into the pot to poach.
So let me get this right, Aria. You would like me to pass you the perfectly prepared and peeled pears to poach in the pot? Okay, so now while the pears are poaching, we're going to start making the caramel. What we do is on a very low heat, we'll put the 200 grams of caster sugar and 60 ml of water. What we need to do here is continuously stir until all of the water is dissolved into the sugar. And once that's done, we won't be stirring it anymore. Okay, so what we've got here is the water and sugar mixture is starting to simmer. So we'll stop stirring now. And once it starts to get a little bit of colour, we'll add in the 75 grams of butter. Okay, so we've got our pears poaching on the element over here. How long do they need to poach for in total?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. So what I've done is I've just put them down to a very gentle simmer for the remaining time. Okay, once the caramel's starting to get a nice golden colour on it, what we're going to do is we're going to add the 75 grams of butter. We'll quickly pop that in. Yeah, we'll quickly just swirl that around. We can see it's starting to melt. Okay, now that's all melted in, we'll turn the element off. We'll add the cream. Just quickly whisk that in. Okay, so we'll quickly whisk that in. The quicker and sooner you can do it, the better. And it smells delicious. Okay, so our pears have been poaching for about half an hour. So I'll have my lovely assistant Adia turn off the element. Cow pie.
So we're going to just get on to making the sponge part now. So what we need to do is sift all of our dry ingredients into a bowl. So that's our flour, cinnamon, our baking powder. That's it. I very nearly added the vanilla in too. So just sift those into a bowl. So once you've sifted those, just move them off to the side for a moment, and then we're going to crack our 2 eggs into our KitchenAid bowl. Add our ½ cup of brown sugar. And we're going to mix those until they're light and fluffy. I've got it on a medium speed, and we'll just see how it goes. So this looks just right now. So I want to show you what this looks like. Hi Mahi! Can you hold this up to the camera so everyone can see what it should look like? Add in our milk, it's a cup of milk, whole milk, and vanilla, and we'll just mix those into it. So the milk and vanilla is all mixed in now with our eggs and stuff, so what we're going to do is just very slowly add the cold melted butter and let that combine through. So the butter's all mixed in nicely now. So what we're going to do is we just need to fold through the dry ingredients into the wet mix. And we're just going to do it slowly, a portion at a time. And you'll remember from our orange cake recipe, the best technique for folding. So I'll link that video down below. So now it's time to assemble the desserts. So you just want to divide the mixture evenly across the 6 ramekins. I'll give it a go. These ramekins are about, I don't know, a cup and a half. Just make sure you get a ramekin that can fit a whole pear in it, I guess.
So just on top of that cake batter, we're going to pour some of the caramel sauce. Just ensure that you leave enough space to fit the pear.
Oh my atua! Let's try the caramel.
Caramel tastes really nice on a broken whisk. Mehete.
Now that the caramel and the sponge batter are all assembled into the ramekins, we need to push in the pears.
Like professionals.
So you may find it easier if you kind of piece the pears together into one and then push in.
So we're now just going to pop them in the oven for about 30 minutes on 180 degrees.
So they've been in the oven for 30 minutes, so I've just pulled one out and I'm going to just see if they're baked right through. and the skewers come out clean, so they're cooked perfectly. Oh wow, look at these, look at that gooey caramel sauce and the beautiful moist sponge. So I've chosen a wine to match with our pear puddings today. I've actually chosen the Dry River Pinot Gris 2012.
Tell us all about it, Alia.
It's not a dessert wine, so it probably sounds a bit funny that I've chosen a regular Pinot Gris. But this is a beautiful, like, special occasion wine. It's from a boutique vineyard in Martinborough, Dry River. Just one thing I do need to tell you is that if you are interested in Dry River wines, you need to sign up to go on their waiting list to then go on their mailing list. So you better do that now, because I had to wait like 6 months before I could be on their mailing list.
But wait, there's more!
Anyway, the reason why I've chosen this wine to match with our pear pudding is it is just absolutely gorgeous. It's not a super sweet Pinot Gris you may expect. It's kind of like a mid-palate type wine. It's kind of golden kiwi fruit, yellow plum flavours in there, and I think that that is going to match absolutely beautifully with our pear pudding.
Okay, we've dished it up and we've served it with some lightly whipped cream.
Let's give it a go. Yum! I love how the caramel bubbles out. Mmm. Delicious.
What do you think, Calvin?
I like this.
Kia ora! Welcome to Putting Up with the Poached. Kia ora! Welcome!
Shut up! You haven't given me the chance to say that!
Kia ora!
Kia ora!
Welcome to Putting Up with the Poached.
Let's do it again.
Donc ma soeur, elle a tous les crusets qui sont chers, mais tous ces choses comme ça sont tout pas bien. Donc s'il vous plaît, si quelqu'un peut envoyer elle des nouvelles, ça serait bien.